The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor (CPEC), a flagship project of China's Belt and Road Initiative (BRI), was inaugurated in 2015 with a projected budget of approximately $62 billion. This ambitious initiative aims to create a 3,000-kilometer route connecting Xinjiang, China to Gwadar Port in Pakistan, encompassing a myriad of infrastructure projects including highways, railways, and energy systems. However, as of 2024, CPEC's implementation has encountered numerous challenges including security threats, financial instability, and political dynamics in Pakistan. Overview of CPEC. CPEC is envisioned as a transformative economic corridor intended to bolster Pakistan's economy while simultaneously addressing China's logistical challenges, particularly the Malacca dilemma, which refers to China's vulnerability in maritime trade routes. By providing a direct link to the Arabian Sea, CPEC aims to facilitate trade between China, Pakistan, and the broader region, thus enhancing economic cooperation and regional connectivity. Phases of implementation. CPEC's implementation is structured into 4 critical phases. 1. Initial phase 2015 to 2017. The first phase focused on energy projects and infrastructure development. Significant progress was made with the completion of several power plants, including the Port Qasim power project, which was finalized in just 30 months. By 2017, Pakistan had surplus power capacity, alleviating some of the chronic energy shortages that hampered economic growth. 2. Infrastructure expansion 2018 to 2020. The second phase aimed to expand transportation and logistics infrastructure. This included the development of highways and railways to enhance connectivity within Pakistan and facilitate trade routes to Central Asia. However, political changes in Pakistan during this period led to delays and reassessments of CPEC projects, raising concerns over transparency and governance. 3. Economic zones and industrial development 2021 to 2023. The third phase was intended to establish special economic zones (SEZs) to attract foreign investment and promote industrialization. However, progress has been slow, with only a couple of SEZs operational amid ongoing economic challenges and public discontent regarding local benefits from CPEC projects. For completion in future prospects 2024, the final phase is projected for completion by 2024, focusing on cementing the achievements of previous phases and addressing security and governance issues. However, the path forward is fraught with challenges, including increasing security threats and the need for more inclusive governance. Challenges and concerns. Despite the grand ambitions of CPEC, its implementation has been marred by several challenges. 1. Security risks. Security concerns have escalated, particularly in Balochistan, where attacks on Chinese nationals and projects have raised alarms. Groups like the Balochistan Liberation Army (BLA) have targeted CPEC projects, leading to calls for enhanced security measures from Pakistan. The Pakistani government's efforts to ensure safety have been met with skepticism, as incidents of violence continue to occur. 2. Financial instability. Pakistan's economic situation has deteriorated, characterized by high external debt, budget deficits, and reliance on Chinese loans. The IMF's involvement has highlighted the economic strains, with the country facing severe financial challenges that threaten the sustainability of CPEC projects. As a result, China has become more cautious in extending new financing, leading to delays in critical infrastructure projects. 3. Governance and local engagement. The governance structures surrounding CPEC have often been criticized for their top-down approach, lacking local engagement and transparency. This has led to public discontent, particularly among communities in Balochistan who feel marginalized by the benefits of CPEC. The lack of inclusive decision-making processes has hindered the project's long-term success. Disparity between promises and outcomes. CPEC's 10th anniversary in 2023 underscored the disparity between its ambitious promises and actual outcomes. While the project was expected to generate 2.2 million jobs by 2030, only approximately 236,000 jobs have been created thus far, primarily held by Pakistani workers. This gap between expectations and reality has fueled criticism and skepticism regarding the overall benefits of CPEC for the Pakistani populace. Strategic implications. CPEC holds significant strategic implications for both China and Pakistan. For China, it represents a critical element of its broader geo-economic strategy, enabling access to vital trade routes and enhancing its influence in South Asia. For Pakistan, CPEC is seen as an opportunity to revitalize its economy and improve infrastructure. However, the ongoing challenges pose risks to both countries, as a failure to address these issues could undermine the viability of the project. Conclusion and future directions. As CPEC approaches its 2024 target for completing critical phases, its future hinges on addressing security, financial, and governance challenges. A phased and inclusive approach that incorporates local stakeholder input may be essential for the project's success. The need for transparency, accountability, and meaningful local engagement cannot be overstated if CPEC is to fulfill its promise of economic revitalization for Pakistan and strategic benefits for China. In summary, while CPEC has the potential to transform both economies and enhance regional connectivity, the realities of implementation reflect a complex interplay of challenges that must be navigated to achieve lasting success. The implementation of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor (CPEC) by 2024 is anticipated to occur through four critical phases. Commanding a projected budget of $62 billion and leveraging advanced infrastructure technologies to enhance connectivity. The timeline of events surrounding CPEC highlights both the potential benefits and the multifaceted challenges that have arisen over the years, including security risks, financial instability, and governance issues. Counterintuitive insights. 1. Job creation versus reality. The projected job creation stemming from CPEC initiatives is starkly contrasted by the actual figures. While the expectation was around 2.2 million jobs by 2030, only approximately 236,000 jobs have been generated to date. This disparity raises questions about the efficacy of project execution and planning. 2. Anti-China sentiment. Despite CPEC being framed as a significant opportunity for Pakistan's economic growth, the growing anti-China sentiment, particularly in the Balochistan region, poses a significant hurdle. Local communities often view CPEC projects as exploitative, leading to increased security risks and resistance against Chinese investments, which is counterintuitive to the narrative that such projects would foster goodwill and mutual benefit. 3. Financial dependency. The expectation that CPEC would alleviate Pakistan's financial woes has developed into a situation where the country faces a debt trap as reliance on Chinese financing grows. This financial dependency is at odds with the assumption that foreign investment would inherently lead to economic independence and growth. For top-down governance issues, the centralized top-down approach to CPEC has often overlooked local needs and input, leading to ineffective project outcomes. This bureaucratic method contradicts the idea that such large-scale projects can be successfully managed without active local stakeholder engagement. 5. Security measures and project viability. The demand for heightened security measures by China in response to attacks on Chinese nationals and projects could lead to an escalation of tensions in Pakistan. While the implementation of CPEC is expected to enhance stability and security in the region, the need for increased military presence and control could paradoxically exacerbate instability and resistance from local populations. 6. Incremental progress over aggressive expansion. Contrary to expectations that China would aggressively pursue CPEC completion, the present strategy is moving towards cautious incremental progress. This approach reflects the reality that significant security and governance challenges necessitate a more measured pace than originally anticipated. 7. Geopolitical rivalry. CPEC is often viewed primarily through the lens of economic opportunity, however, it is equally a strategic maneuver against U.S. influence in the region. The geopolitical implications of CPEC may not align with its perceived economic benefits, as Pakistan's reliance on Chinese loans could limit its sovereignty and maneuverability on the global stage. 8. Gwadar's development challenges. The intention to develop Gwadar as a major economic hub reveals the disconnect between ambitious plans and ground realities. Despite substantial investments, local infrastructure remains underdeveloped and the local population has not reaped the anticipated benefits, challenging the assumption that increased investment will automatically lead to local prosperity. 9. International perception versus local reality. While CPEC is marketed as a monumental achievement for both China and Pakistan, the local perception often tells a different story. The frustrations of local communities regarding the lack of transparency and equitable benefit distribution from CPEC projects contrast sharply with the official narratives that tout its success. 10. Resistance to external influence. The strategic intent behind CPEC to bolster China's influence in the region may lead to unintended consequences, such as fostering resistance among local populations wary of foreign intervention in domestic affairs, thereby complicating the narrative of CPEC as a purely beneficial investment for Pakistan. In summary, while CPEC holds the promise of economic transformation and enhanced connectivity for both China and Pakistan, a closer examination reveals a complex interplay of expectations and realities, highlighting several counterintuitive aspects that could shape its future trajectory. Addressing the inherent challenges including security, financial sustainability and local engagement will be critical for CPEC's success as it approaches its 2024 milestones. Important overlooked aspects of the CPEC report. 1. Top-down governance and local engagement issues. While many discussions around the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor (CPEC) focus on its economic and geopolitical implications, the governance structure of the project is often overlooked. The centralized top-down approach to planning and implementation has stifled local engagement. Local communities, whose lives are directly affected by CPEC projects, have not been given a voice in planning or execution, leading to significant resistance and resentment. Significance. This lack of local input not only hampers the project's efficacy but also breeds discontent and opposition among affected populations. Addressing local concerns through inclusive planning processes could foster community support, thereby enhancing the success of CPEC initiatives. When local stakeholders are involved, projects are more likely to meet the needs of those they impact, thus improving socioeconomic outcomes and reducing the likelihood of unrest. 2. Security risks beyond immediate threats. The report highlights the security threats posed by groups like the Balochistan Liberation Army (BLA) but may underemphasize the broader implications of these risks. The continuous threat to Chinese nationals and projects in Pakistan creates an environment of instability, which not only affects direct investments but also impacts regional perceptions of security. Significance. The perception of China as vulnerable in Pakistan could lead to a reduced willingness among other nations to engage deeply with Chinese-led initiatives. This could further complicate China's Belt and Road Initiative (BRI) ambitions and diminish its influence in South Asia. Acknowledging and addressing the roots of anti-China sentiment among local populations is crucial for long-term stability and success. 3. Economic dependencies and debt traps. The report indicates the financial strains on Pakistan due to heavy reliance on Chinese loans, yet it might not fully capture the long-term implications of this dependency. The growing external debt, projected to be around $130 billion, exacerbated by the cost of CPEC projects, raises concerns about a potential debt trap scenario. Significance. As Pakistan grapples with its economic challenges, the inability to manage its debt could result in a loss of sovereignty over critical assets, which may be transferred to Chinese control in a bid to alleviate financial pressures. This not only threatens Pakistan's economic independence but also has broader geopolitical implications, as the US and other regional actors may be wary of a China that increasingly influences South Asian politics through economic coercion. 4. Disparity between job creation and expectations. It is noted that only about 236,000 jobs have been created to date against an ambitious target of 2.2 million by 2030. This stark contrast between expectations and reality is crucial but often overlooked. Significance: the failure to meet job creation targets undermines the perceived benefits of CPC among the Pakistani populace. This discrepancy could fuel anti-CPC sentiments and reduce public support for future projects. A reassessment of employment strategies linked to CPC could help align outcomes with expectations, thus enhancing local support and ensuring more equitable economic benefits. 5. Balochistan's historical context and local grievances. While the report mentions the BLA and local grievances, it underplays the historical context of Balochistan's struggles with governance and resource distribution. The region has a long history of marginalization and conflict, which is exacerbated by perceptions of exploitation related to CPC projects. Significance: understanding and addressing the historical grievances of the Baloch people is essential for the successful implementation of CPC. Ignoring these issues could lead to intensified resistance against CPC projects and undermine regional stability. Incorporating initiatives that prioritize local benefits and development could help alleviate tensions and foster a more supportive environment for CPEC. 6. Environmental concerns and sustainability. The report focuses heavily on infrastructure and economic impacts but may overlook the environmental implications of CPEC projects. Large-scale infrastructure development often leads to environmental degradation, which could provoke backlash from local communities. Significance: environmental sustainability should be integrated into the planning and execution phases of CPC projects. Ignoring this aspect risks long-term ecological damage, which not only harms local communities but could also lead to international criticism of China's development model. A commitment to sustainable practices could enhance the legitimacy of CPC and align it with global environmental standards. 7. China's diplomatic strategy and regional stability. The report discusses China's cautious approach to CPC amid security and financial challenges, yet it may not delve deeply enough into how China's diplomatic strategies with regional actors, including the Taliban and Gulf states, could affect CPEC's trajectory. Significance: engaging with regional actors like the Taliban could either stabilize or destabilize the situation in Pakistan and Afghanistan, impacting CPEC's viability. A nuanced understanding of these diplomatic efforts is necessary to anticipate potential shifts in regional dynamics and their implications for CPEC. Conclusion: these overlooked aspects emphasize the complexity of the CPC project and the multifaceted challenges it faces. Acknowledging the importance of local engagement, historical grievances, financial sustainability, and environmental concerns can provide a more comprehensive understanding of CPEC's challenges and inform strategies for its success. By addressing these issues, both China and Pakistan can work towards a more equitable and prosperous implementation of the CPC, ultimately benefiting all stakeholders involved. 1. Strategic importance of CPC in geopolitical context. The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor (CPC), a flagship project of China's Belt and Road Initiative (BRI), has profound implications for regional geopolitics. It serves not only as a crucial link between China and the Arabian Sea through Gwadar Port but also as a strategic counter to the Malacca dilemma, which highlights China's vulnerability in maritime trade routes. The corridor enhances Pakistan's economic potential and provides China with a more secure route for energy and trade to the Middle East and beyond. The dual objectives of economic cooperation and geopolitical strategy underscore the significance of CPC, positioning it as a linchpin in China's broader ambitions to enhance its influence in South Asia and counterbalance U.S. interests in the region. 2. Financial challenges and debt sustainability. The estimated budget of $62 billion for CPEC raises critical concerns regarding Pakistan's financial stability and the sustainability of this massive investment. High external debt reliance on Chinese loans, and ongoing negotiations with the International Monetary Fund (IMF) highlight the precarious financial situation in Pakistan. The risk of falling into a debt trap looms large, as the burden of repayment could lead to economic instability and reduced financial autonomy for Pakistan. The projected job creation figures, which fall drastically short of expectations, further amplify concerns about the economic benefits of CPEC and the potential long-term implications for Pakistan's economy. 3. Security risks and political stability. Security challenges, particularly in Balochistan, pose significant threats to the successful implementation of CPEC. Attacks on Chinese nationals and projects by groups like the Balochistan Liberation Army (BLA) exacerbate already existing tensions and anti-China sentiment. This hostile environment necessitates enhanced security measures, which have become a focal point in the relationship between China and Pakistan. Notably, the Pakistani government's ability to ensure the safety of Chinese investments is critical not only for the success of CPEC but also for maintaining bilateral relations. The interplay between security threats and domestic political dynamics complicates the operational landscape of CPEC, affecting both local and foreign perceptions of the project. 4. Governance and local engagement. The governance structure surrounding CPEC has been criticized for its centralized top-down approach that often neglects local engagement. The lack of transparency and local stakeholder involvement in planning and execution has led to significant public discontent and perceptions of exploitation, particularly among ethnic groups in Balochistan. As CPEC aims to foster economic growth, it must pivot towards a more inclusive model that incorporates local voices and addresses socio-economic grievances. Enhancing local engagement and transparency can rebuild trust and ensure that the benefits of CPEC reach broader segments of the population, ultimately determining the project's long-term success. Conclusion. In summary, the implementation of CPEC by 2024 is fraught with challenges that encompass strategic, financial, security, and governance dimensions. Addressing these critical areas through collaborative efforts and inclusive decision-making processes can enhance the prospects of CPEC as a transformative initiative for both China and Pakistan. The future of CPEC hinges on its ability to navigate these complexities while delivering on its ambitious promises. 1. The Marshall Plan 1948–1952, officially known as the European Recovery Program. The Marshall Plan was an American initiative to aid Western Europe in economic recovery after World War II. With a budget of around $13 billion, approximately $140 billion in today's dollars, the plan aimed to rebuild war-torn regions, remove trade barriers, modernize industry, and improve European prosperity. It was a critical step in fostering political stability and preventing the spread of communism in Europe. Similar to CPEC, the Marshall Plan faced challenges including differing political agendas among recipient nations, the need for effective governance, and the management of local expectations versus the program's ambitious goals. 2. The Panama Canal 1904–1914. The construction of the Panama Canal, a monumental engineering project, transformed global trade routes by connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. The U.S. invested approximately $375 million, around $12 billion today, to complete the canal, which was initially plagued by financial difficulties, labor shortages, and severe health issues such as malaria and yellow fever. The project required extensive infrastructure development akin to CPEC's goals of enhancing regional connectivity. The canal's eventual success was a result of strategic planning, strong governance, and international cooperation, but it also faced considerable opposition and geopolitical tensions. 3. The Suez Canal 1859–1869. The Suez Canal, linking the Mediterranean Sea to the Red Sea, was built to facilitate maritime trade and reduce travel time between Europe and Asia. The project was both politically and economically significant, with substantial investments from French and British interests. Similar to the CPEC, the Suez Canal faced challenges such as local opposition, labor disputes, and financial difficulties. Its construction was marked by a complex interplay of international diplomacy and colonial interests, highlighting the delicate balance between infrastructure development and local governance, as well as the geopolitical ramifications of such projects. Future outlook: implementation of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor (CPEC) by 2024. The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor (CPC) has been a significant focus of China's Belt and Road Initiative (BRI) since its inception in 2015, with a projected budget of $62 billion. By 2024, the implementation of CPC is anticipated to undergo 4 critical phases aiming to enhance connectivity and promote economic growth in both nations. However, the future of CPC hinges on the effective management of existing challenges, including security concerns, financial instability, and governance issues. 1. Phase 1, Infrastructure Development 2024. The first phase focuses on the completion of essential infrastructure, notably roads, railways, and energy projects crucial for enhancing connectivity between Xinjiang, China, and Gwadar Port, Pakistan. By 2024, the aim is to finalize major projects that include Mainline 1 Railway Upgrade. The ML1 railway project, which connects Karachi and Peshawar, is crucial for freight and passenger transport. A phased approach is expected to be adopted, with initial segments completed by mid-2024. Energy projects. The completion of various energy projects is expected to alleviate Pakistan's chronic power shortages. By 2024, several coal, solar, and hydropower projects should be operational, significantly contributing to Pakistan's energy grid. The successful execution of these projects will enhance logistical efficiency and foster economic integration between the two countries, potentially creating localized job opportunities and stimulating trade. 2. Phase 2, Economic Zones and Local Engagement 2024 to 2025. The second phase will emphasize the establishment of special economic zones, SEZs. By 2025, the aim is to operationalize multiple SEZs across Pakistan, specifically designed to attract foreign investment and facilitate industrial growth. Key elements include local stakeholder engagement. Incorporating local voices in planning and execution will be essential. The government of Pakistan is expected to establish frameworks that enable local communities to participate actively in decision-making processes regarding SEZs. Job creation. The focus will also be on creating job opportunities and enhancing skill development programs tailored to local demands, addressing previous criticisms of CPC regarding limited job creation. This phase is crucial for ensuring that the benefits of CPC projects extend to local communities, thereby fostering a sense of ownership and reducing anti-China sentiments prevalent in regions like Balochistan. 3. Phase 3, Security Enhancements 2025 onwards. Given the ongoing security threats, especially from groups like the Balochistan Liberation Army (BLA), the third phase will prioritize the enhancement of security measures for CPC projects and personnel. By 2025, the anticipated developments include increased military presence. There may be a request for specialized security forces from China to safeguard critical infrastructure, particularly in volatile regions. Intelligence sharing. Strengthening security cooperation between China and Pakistan will be paramount, including intelligence sharing mechanisms to mitigate risks and ensure the safety of Chinese nationals involved in CPC projects. Addressing security concerns will be essential not only for the continuity of CPC but also for the broader geopolitical stability in the region. 4. Phase 4, Economic Integration and Sustainability 2026 and beyond. The final phase will focus on long-term economic integration and ensuring the sustainability of CPC projects. By 2026 and beyond, the goals will include diversification of investments. Beyond infrastructure, CPC is expected to expand into sectors like agriculture, technology, and tourism, fostering a more diversified economic relationship. Debt management strategies. With Pakistan's external debt burden continuing to rise, a critical aspect will involve negotiations with China for sustainable financing mechanisms that prevent potential debt traps. International partnerships. Engaging with other international partners, including Gulf nations, to attract investment in CPC projects will be crucial for reducing reliance on Chinese funding and ensuring project sustainability. The long-term vision for CPEC will not only involve economic growth for Pakistan but also aims to transform it into a regional hub for trade and commerce connecting Central Asia, the Middle East, and beyond. Conclusion. While the future of the CPEC looks promising with well-defined phases leading up to 2024 and beyond, successful implementation is contingent upon addressing the multifaceted challenges it faces. Enhanced security measures, financial stability, and inclusive governance will be crucial for realizing the envisioned benefits of CPEC. If these elements are strategically managed, CPEC could significantly contribute to the economic revitalization of Pakistan while strengthening China's geopolitical influence in the region.